Hi everyone, welcome to this new video on the YouTube channel of Brie Art. Today I'm gonna show you a little tutorial about Maya, how to model a car. So the aim of this tutorial it's to create a car, not really like high poly, so I think it's like 1500 at the end, but you will see that's like a decent resolution at the end. So what I'm doing now is just I create one cube and I'm having like the basic shape of the car, so I just use edge loops where I can see like the main like lines of the car. So after I got some like vertices to move around. So to get like the edge loops, you can just hold shift, right click, and then edge loops. So as you can see on the left, after you can choose like how many edge loops you want, if you want to like center them or like whatever. Yeah, you can do like maximum 10 edge loops. So what I'm doing like right now, you can see it's I create an edge loop in the middle and I just delete the left part, and I created an instance. So you can go edit, then duplicate spatial and tick the press the little like square stuff, and then it's open like the window in which you can tick instance. What instance does, it's gonna do exactly the same stuff that you're doing on one side to the other one, and it's really useful when you model car because you can just do, because it's like symmetrical, right? At least for the beginning. So as you can see here, like, yeah, remember the beginning, I'm gonna just like erase this. I think I was just trying like mess around a little bit because I already got my instance, so I just like delete it and just do it again, I think. Anyway, so the way like the instance it's good, it's you can really create your like one half and see like all the time what the entire car looks like. So why I'm doing this, just to introduce myself, I'm gonna do more tutorial on Maya, and this tutorial we're aiming for cartoony car. That's for a game, a racing game I'm making with my studio, It's Fine Studio, and that's for our project, our third-year project for a bachelor. I'm actually like studying creative technologies, a bachelor game art in media design school, and I also have my own company, which is It's Fine Studio. So yeah, just to let you know a little bit more about myself. So in this YouTube channel, you're gonna see like some cool tutorial about modeling, texturing, and all this kind of stuff. So what I'm doing now that I get like the basic shape of my car, I'm gonna use, so I created a cylinder. So you just create a cylinder, and I'm working on the, I put an image on the background as well. So you couldn't see in the tutorial, so you just go view, and in the view then you get on the bottom image, I can't remember what it's exactly called, because like image set background, something like that. So you go in the view you want, so like the left view or front view, and then you put the image. If you do in perspective view, that's gonna be stuck in the perspective view, so you want to make sure that you are like in the view that you want. What I'm doing right now, it's just I created a cylinder, and now I'm like cutting a little bit and adjusting on my main cubes where the edge is gonna be, because I'm gonna use Boolean. So you're gonna see in pretty soon. So I'm gonna like subtract the cylinder from the basic shape of the car that I have. So it's like a faster way to speed up a little bit your process. So you will see now, so I have my cylinder. So you want to make sure your cylinder is bigger than your actual model, otherwise that's gonna create some like awkward stuff on the left. So now that I'm sure that it's bigger, I'm gonna delete it using Boolean. So now I'm creating my instance again, and now that I have my instance, I'm gonna like select, so just like changing in my outliner. So what you wanna be sure, because like now I went really quick, so I'm gonna just go like over this, because I made a mistake. As you can see like the cylinder wasn't going like until the end of the cube, so that's why I just like did it again. But what you want to make sure, that's when you use the Boolean, so you have your white part, So you're gonna do like hop, duplicate spatial, so you have your entire car. When you have your entire car, you merge the vertex in the middle. You don't have to, you can. And then like you use the boolean, and then you delete the half again, and you make your instance again. That's why usually like, yeah, as you can see, like now I realized that wasn't like big enough. So up. So to use the boolean, because I'm sorry, it's pretty fast, because otherwise that's gonna take too long. That's why I speed up like 350%. But when I'm doing something important, I'm gonna just like explain, talk about it. So for the boolean, you go like mesh boolean, and you select first the mesh that you want to stay, and second the mesh that you want to subtract, removed. And then when you have like in this order selection, the order of the selection is really important, you go mesh, booleans, and union, and then or difference. I should have taken notes, but yeah, you can just try. There's like 3 options with the boolean, and that's the middle one, I think. And now, so what I'm going to do is just like clean up a little bit my boolean, because even though I prepared my my main shape before I use the boolean, so I just like put some edges and vertices where I knew like the face of the cylinder I put inside, like that's gonna create some vertices and edges, but still you have to clean up a little bit. So I just like clean the vertices using X-ray. You can go in shading, so you click actually I have my mouse so I can show you. You go like shading over there, and then when you open the menu you're gonna have like something. So I just realized like you don't see this. Okay, so that's perfect. So I have my mouse, because like, yeah, I'm recording, so now I have like the pose and stuff like underneath, but you guys can see it, so that's perfect. So I can use this mouse if I want to show something. Okay, so now so I'm doing the instance again. So sometimes, yeah, you do delete the other one and then you do the instance. So now I'm just showing that you can do whatever you want, and then that's doing on the other half. The huge difference between instance and symmetry, it's symmetry only works on the if you move like a vertices on a edge. If you do a multi-cut, as I'm doing like right now, like that won't work with symmetry. That's the problem. So that's why using instance, and it's really useful for when you work symmetry object. Now what I'm doing is trying to get the main shape of the car. So I'm just using the multi-cut to add some more edges. You can use the menu like on the right by clicking over there, or you can hold shift right click and then you have multi-cut directly. And when you model car, what you want, it starts with the windows as well, like really early, because that's giving you like the impression, like the general shape of the car. And what I'm doing right now, it's also like snap the vertices. So when you move the vert, as you could see, like this vert, you want to make sure they are aligned. So you can hold, oops, just move the mic. So you can hold V on your keyboard and just like then move it to snap it. And yeah, we couldn't really see, but I did like an extrude before. So extrude, some same stuff. You have like you hold shift right click, you have extrude, or you can go from there. Or now in 2016, I think 2015 maybe as well, have like extrude over there in this menu, and you have more control, like more options. And what is really important with the car, it's the front view. The front view is gonna determine the character of the car. So for this, in this case, that's gonna be a racing game, and the camera is gonna be more like on the back. So the back of the car is gonna be really important as well. But if you want to feature your car like on social media or this kind of stuff, that's good to have like a good looking front of the car, so to make the car cute after when you're gonna go like in cartoony style. Depends like the style you're aiming for. with this technique, you can, like, as you can see, it's really low poly, but that's only the beginning. So you can add, after you can get ridiculous with the number of like edges and vertices. So you can actually go pretty high poly by starting with this low poly technique. So the whole process, create the car based off the reference of the car itself. So modeling the car from scratch and then changing the cartoony looks and create the chassis underneath. That took me about 6 hours in total. So that's gonna be part 1 of the tutorial, and then we're gonna do part 2, in which we're gonna see how I deform the car to get a cartoony look. Then part 3 is gonna be the UV, how to UV like a car the best way and where you want the seams to be, and all of this. And then part 4 is gonna be texturing. So how to texture a car, and I'm gonna use substance painter, and I'm gonna hand paint everything. So don't use any like substance already made, just using yeah, like you could do like in Photoshop or something like that. You will see that's pretty useful. So now what I'm doing, it's having the shape like the curves of the car, because now it's still like a cube, even though we already have like the basic shape of the car. So you select the vert and then you press B for the soft selection, or you can have it like over there and have more control like on your soft selection. Change the graph. You can have a graph and you can change the graph as well. And it's really good to have the soft selection in this kind of object, because that's saving you so much time, because you just select the edges that you want and then that's moving every other like vertices. So that's a really, really fast technique. I think now what I'm like having as an issue, that's something if you work with Unreal, we're using Unreal 4 as an engine. And the problem is everything is massive in Unreal in comparison in Maya. So usually when you go like front, side view and this kind of stuff, you have a clipping. So you can click on the camera itself on your outliner, and then you can add a 0 on the clipping stuff. You can just go back on the video and pause. If you don't know how to do it, you can just pause the video over there and you can see where I changed. A little bit of water. Now the tool like that I'm using now, we couldn't see it because I use oh yeah, I didn't talk about shortcuts as well. I will talk about this later on. It's the I forgot the name of this tool. It's a target weld something. It's like to merge two vertices with each other. So you have the tool over there, which is I don't use in the menu. I think that's that one. Or you can hold Shift, right click, and that's the top one. So I usually always use the shortcut on the. So I don't have the shortcut on the keyboard itself, but yeah. Now I had a bug in Maya, so I'm just like restarting it. So you can see on the background, that's the map that I'm building for the game, in which like the car is gonna be driving around. About the lines of the car, so these lines, they're not random. That's where you want to later on create like a round shape, or I'm gonna add some details, because like the car, you can see that there's like lines, like here you can see the line. So that's why I'm creating like these lines already to after I'm gonna use like extrude. So create like a multi-cut and then extrude it. Now I'm like adding some more lines to have more details, because as you can see, that's really like low poly. So as I said before, I'm just using like adding some more details. So that's like for the front. So same, I just selected faces and extrude, and I wasn't happy like perfectly with my my shape, so I'm just like doing one stuff again, hop, because I didn't want to extrude. I wanted actually to like just lift up a little bit. So sometimes you can do extrude, or you can go with the multi-cut and just creating the shape that you want and then merge the vertices. It's just a matter of like your workflow, how you feel like you're faster. So this entire video, that's like 30 minutes, and that's about, I think, 2 hours and a half in total of work, something like that. I can't really remember. That's a little bit like, of course, because I prefer like recording and then like talk about it on top of it, because I can be more focused on what I'm talking about, and it's more or less too slow. Like if it's real time, commenting in real time, that's gonna be like really slow for you guys, so that's not what we want. And also like, so you can see I have like little issues, so I just changing the view and go back to clean it, take my vert, put it back. And also I won't comment the part in which I'm having the messing around all the verts to get the exact shape that I want of the car, because that's not really interesting, because that's not the, I'm not explaining anything about Maya or stuff like that, and it's only about this car in particular, so that's not really interesting for you. But you will see at the end of this video the car looks already like pretty decent. So I'm changing the windows again, just like put it more like closer to make it more realistic. And we have the wind glass, I think. So the way I'm doing this for this window, like in the front, I'm experimenting a little bit, because as you can see, like I want to have like a thickness, but with the extrude, then like it's creating like a faces in the middle, because when you have your instance, like if you select a face and you extrude it and you put it inside, push it inside, then you that's gonna create like faces on the edge. So after, you want to make sure that you delete these faces and then you align your verts with the other one. And now like I'm already trying to get like more the shape of the car. So I think, yeah, you got like some minutes more. And I'm gonna work on the front of the car, I think, from now on. So what is really important when you model a car, it's the light. The light is kind of the eyes of the car. So you want to make sure that the eyes is in a good position, the good size. As you can see now, I'm not really using the reference anymore on the left and on the back. It's because on the second screen I have like reference, and it's also because when you work like this in orthographic, on the left, like the picture, like on the background, when you took a picture, you have like perspective on the photo, right? So if you work in orthographic and you don't have perspective anymore, you can't really follow like the same lines. You can get like the general shape of the car, but you don't want to follow exactly the lines of the car, because the lines gonna be obviously wrong. And the most important, you want the car to feel and looks good, like looks right. So you also want to change the lines the way you want to, that is better for the eyes. So what I'm doing now, it's this part, I don't know the name in English for this, it's the stuff you have like in the front of the car, like to protect it. So same as usual, I just use multi-cut to add some edges. So you have like your, for example, let's say you have a square, so you add like all around new edges. So then you can select the face and just pull it, and that doesn't deform the shape of the car over here. It's gonna just deform the these faces between the two of them. So that's how you can get the thickness of it. And I feel that's better than extrude usually, especially for cars. So what I just did, it's just hide the picture, because I won't really need it from now on. So to hide it, just Control H. So I just rename it before hiding it, so it's just like easier in the outliner. And same, like now you want the shape all the time to be like more round, because the car like everywhere is pretty round. At the moment I'm not using the top view, but now from now on I think I'm gonna start to use the top view a little bit more. And I think we're gonna see that's pretty soon I'm gonna use bevel, because bevel is a really good oh yeah, another trick, like I just did like duplicate spatial. So you have the three colors, blue, red and green. So the blue, when you do duplicate spatial, you see your axis, and then the first one is X, Y and Z. So if you have like, before you do your duplicate spatial, to see to know where you have to put the minus in front on your duplicate spatial, you just know about the colors X, Y and Z. It's pretty straightforward. Now I'm gonna create the mirror for the car. So same stuff, I'm just create a primary shape, a cube, and then I'm using symmetry on this one, because I start with symmetry because once again that's faster than like create a half and then like duplicate spatial, poof, and then merge and delete the verts in the middle and everything. So yeah, it's more like easy that way. What I just use is the brush to select the edges, because sometimes it's faster to don't select every small edges. So you go on the left, you select your brush, you right click, select edges, and then you just like whoop, and you select every edges of the and on one time, like really fast. And now I'm gonna extrude. So I want the mirror, so I just select the whole face. I wanted at the beginning to multi-cut and then like put it, and after I just like, oh no, I can just select the whole face. Now that I delete the edges, you just select the whole face, then you extrude. And when you extrude first, you scale it down, so you press on the little square and then you can like scale it down and then pull it. So that's what I've just done. I changed the pivot, so change the pivot, I think you know, you hold D and V, or you hold D and then you can hold V at the same time, like to snap the pivot on a vert that you want. I'm using the shortcut also to, which I really recommend, it's center pivot. So I just like, yeah, you just select your, configure the hotkeys that you want. So I use like, I think it's merge component. No, it's not. I don't have like a shortcut for merge component. I have for like when you have different objects and you want to make it in one object, or like disable or like explode like in a multiple objects. So I have like this shortcut, but then your pivot points go back in the center of the world. So you want to have like shortcut, like quickly like put back the pivot. The way you can just grab it, make it like, and put it wherever you want. You don't have to like rotate the camera and go find your pivot in the middle of the world to put it back to your object and stuff like that. It's just like time consuming. I'm like falling on my chair. So yeah, now I'm like still trying to get the shape of the car, the shape like that I want more. Still based on the reference I have on my right screen. Really important to use the references. So now you can see like I paused it because I'm like changing my reference on the right screen. I don't know why it's taking like, here we go. My mouse back here. I was like looking for some more reference, I think, for the front of the car, because I'm gonna start to create, yeah. So now I realize that my front is not like long enough, because I was based on the reference I had on the background, but when I look at a lot of references, I realized I was like, no, that's not like, it's not good enough. That's not the same shape. So same, now I'm gonna do the glass, the back window. So I use the multi-cut, and you could see like a lot of black dot. It's, you hold shift and so you can snap it, so you have the same you align all of your multi-cut with the same space as the edge on the left. So it's almost like a bevel. It's more like a bevel. I have more control. And now I can just cut and like draw the window, like the shape of the window that I want. And then after, obviously you wanna like make the face that's not illegal, not more than 4 vertices. A face like needs to don't have more than 4 vertices. So same stuff, like up, select the face, extrude. So I scale it down. Then after you delete the edges. So what I did just now, I'm messing around because like you just have to delete the faces and then you just snap the vert with the vert that you have on this line in the middle. So you have a uniform window. Now my vert is a little bit like on top of each other, so I'm gonna like clean it later on. So same, I'm gonna try to now to have like a round shape because now it's really flat. So I want to have more like a round shape on my back window. And it's really a matter of like the number of polys, because some people would prefer like starting in ZBrush, for example. I guess that's really what you're more comfortable with. I'm pretty comfortable to model like in Maya straight away. For some object, really organic objects, I will work straight away in ZBrush and then like decimation master and cut down the number of polys and go in Maya, clean up my mesh, and then go back to ZBrush, do my high poly, and then bake my normals. This kind of process with this kind of stuff like a car, I think like that's way faster, like at least for me, to start straight away in Maya. So what I'm doing now, it's because I have some edges, they are like not aligned perfectly. So what you can do, it's isolate your selection with, I can't really see, it's really small on my screen. With this one you isolate your selection. And then you go in the front view and you select all of the verts in the middle. You go like scale, so R on your keyboard to get the scale, and then you hold J. And when you hold J and scale and you like put it in the X axis, what it does, it's aligning every vertices in the same line. And that's really useful when you work on symmetric objects, because you can mess around with one part and have like vertices like more on the left, more on the right. Then you select all of them and poof, and you align them all in the same line. And that's like, so it's before making your instance, so you make sure that you have exactly the middle like perfect. So what I've just done like now, it's see, because I don't want these hard edges like everywhere on the car. I want to have like a more shape, like a round shape. So what I'm doing now, it's using bevel. So you just select the edges that you want to bevel, and then you just click bevel and you drag your mouse to have like the space that you want, or you can enter like a number in the fractions, just like if you want it like more thick or more fine. And you want to make sure like when you use bevel, you go and like what I'm doing right now, it's clean up after you use the bevel, because it's really like often it's messing your shape. It's like creating some edges that you don't want. So again, this tool I'm using right now, you just hold shift, right click, and you go target weld vertices, or you find it over here. I think that's really like when I model, I use mainly oh, that's the end of the video. So just to finish what I'm saying, so I use mainly the target weld, multi-cut, and yeah, and what I was explaining this video. So thank you for watching this video, and in the tutorial number 2 we're gonna see like the car like in the more detailed, and how to change a car to make it looks cartoony. Thanks for watching. And please feel free to comment anything you want, if you have any suggestions or anything, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. See ya.